You wake up in the morning. A levels are just a couple of months away, and you tell yourself that today is the day where you're actually going to lock in. You study for an hour, maybe even 2 hours, and then you tell yourself, I've been studying for so long, let me treat myself to a little 10-minute break. But that 10-minute break quickly becomes an hour break, and then a 2 hour break, and then a 3 hour break. And all of a sudden, you've wasted the entire day and it's now night. Your entire day is wasted away with just 2 hours of studying done and 8 hours of brain rot. But it's okay because you're gonna go to sleep, wake up tomorrow morning, and actually lock in. And pretty much repeat the same cycle forever. If this sounds a bit too familiar, watch this video till the end and I'm going to fix this inevitable cycle of despair for you guys so that you can actually do well in your GCSE and A-level exams in just a couple of months time. But before that, let me tell you a small fact. It's not just you who's stuck in this inevitable cycle. It's literally everyone else as well. There was a study done by ipa.co.uk that shows that British adults spend an average of 7 hours and 27 minutes per day consuming screen-based media. What's scary is that for most people, their screen time is much higher than how long they sleep each night. You're literally wasting 31% of your entire year consuming content. So the ultimate question is, how do we fix this? The first step is going to be a bit hard and probably something that you don't want to do, but you have to do it anyways. Step number 1, delete social media. Unless you have insane levels of discipline, which let's be honest, none of us do, you're going to go back to scrolling on social media just 2 to 3 days after locking in. Like I've seen it happen with me and other people as well. Like you can say, oh, I'm disciplined, I'm locked in as much as you want. But the truth is you're just going to go back to scrolling TikTok, Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts within like 2 to 3 days. That's because you're so addicted to it. The best solution is to get rid of the main problem itself, which is social media. So these 4 months or like these 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is, are going to be much more important for you, especially if you're doing GCSE or A levels, because you're not going to get a chance to do A levels again. If you screw up, you screw up. Like unlike uni, you don't get second chances. If you mess up your A level exam, you cannot do it again. So the best solution is just to get rid of the main problem itself, which is obviously social media. Like, because no matter how disciplined you say you are, and I've seen this happen to myself, to other people that I've seen that just like say, oh, I'm super locked in, I'm gonna like be on grinding like 9 hours a day on studying. They do it for like 2 days, they get burnt out, they're like, oh, whatever, let me just scroll Instagram Reels for a bit. They start scrolling and then they get addicted to it again, and then the cycle continues. You're trying to escape the cycle, and the way you're going to escape the cycle is by getting rid of the thing in the first place, which is social media. You can quite comfortably bear the pain of losing social media for a couple of weeks as opposed to like doing bad in your A levels, because you can like literally just stop using social media for like a couple of weeks and do good in your A levels, because if you mess up in your A levels or even your GCSEs, you won't really get a second chance. Like that's your one and only shot, so might as well take it. Any app that contains short form content, so that includes Instagram Reels obviously and TikTok, and you could say YouTube Shorts. I would basically, for YouTube Shorts, I don't think many of us use it. If you want to use YouTube videos, you can go ahead and use it on your laptop or your iPad. That way you're not going to be more prone to scrolling, because it's so easy to just grab your phone and do this motion of scrolling down. Like it's so easy. But whereas on laptop, no one's really watching YouTube Shorts on their laptop, are they? So if you want to use YouTube, use your laptop or your iPad, not your phone, because you're just going to end up scrolling YouTube Shorts on that either. So for YouTube, only use your laptop or your iPad, because it's much easier to scroll on your phone. So avoid that completely. Step number 2, distraction-free environment. Your environment makes a huge difference in how you study, or like the effectiveness of your study sessions. And I'll try leaving a couple of articles or researches that prove this. But basically, when you sit down to study, you want to make an environment that actually says, okay, that tells your brain that, okay, we're getting ready to study and we're going to lock in now. If you have your phone on your desk and you have a bunch of distractions on your desk, like your brain will never be able to lock in. You're going to get one notification on your phone and you're going to be like, ooh, who messaged me? And then you're going to pick up your phone, forget that you were studying in the first place, and just start scrolling again or texting your friends. Like, that's not how it works. No phone. I would personally just give my phone away to my parents, or if my parents are not here, I usually give it to my roommate and tell him to like put it somewhere else, like hide it somewhere so I can't access it. That's how, like, you should be taking the most extreme measures to make sure that you don't get distracted when you're studying. Like, make sure whenever you're doing a task, your focus is on that task only, not on something else. I like to call it triple C: calm, controlled, and cozy. What I like to do is like play some jazz music in my ear when I'm trying to study. Like, it just changes the vibe. It makes you feel like you're in a cafe. For cozy, I just make myself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea when I'm studying. And control is basically not having any distractions around me. So once you start doing the 3 C's, you're going to notice your study sessions are going to get much better and you're going to focus much better because you don't have any distractions on your desk and you're just in the mood to study. Step number 3, have a plan set. A successful day doesn't start in the morning. It starts the night before. So when before you go to sleep, make a to-do list, make a calendar on exactly what you're going to be doing tomorrow. What that does, it removes any friction that you're going to have in decision making. So let's say, I'm going to give you 2 scenarios right now. I wake up in the morning, I have a plan set, so I know exactly, let's say I wake up at 9 a.m. I know exactly at 9:30 after showering, I'm going to start do this, I'm going to journal a bit, and then at 10 a.m. I'm going to start studying. Whereas and I'm going to start studying exact topics, so I would know that, let's say I'm going alkenes and organic chemistry. Whereas if I don't have a plan and I wake up in the morning and let's say 9:15 or random ass time, right? I shower, I dilly-dally, and it's all of a sudden it's 8:13. I'm going to be like, let me actually start at like 10:30 instead. Now, once I start at 10:30, I wouldn't know what to study, so I would just pick up something random and I'll spend a bunch of time just trying to understand what I'm actually supposed to be studying and then study. So that would just cause unnecessary friction, waste unnecessary time, that if you planned it the day before, it would be much easier and you would know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Not only that, but once you have a schedule or a calendar in place that tells you exactly what you're supposed to be doing, you just, at least for me, you just become a lot more productive because you know that, okay, this time you're more aware or more like active with your time because you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing at what time of the day. Whereas if you don't have a schedule, you're just doing whatever for how long of the day and you don't really care about the time. So once you have a calendar that tells you exactly what you're supposed to be doing at exactly what time of the day, it just makes the whole process a lot more easier for you. By the way, if you're looking for a to-do list and a calendar all in one alongside with a past paper tracker and different stuff, like basically the best system an A-level or GCSE student could ask for, check out my ultimate GCSE and A-level planner in the description below. It covers literally everything and I built it on a basis of what I would have personally wanted when I was doing my A-levels or GCSEs to help me track my past papers, my progress, my exam questions, and my to-do list and calendar. Like, it literally has everything that a GCSE or A-level student could need. Basically, once you start creating a schedule, which includes a to-do list and a calendar, you're going to be in charge of your time and not your time being in charge of you. Like, you're going to know exactly what you're supposed to be doing at each time of the day, which will just make the whole process a lot more simpler, much more easier for you, and you're just going to be cooking all of a sudden because you're going to be more like in charge of your time. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I really hope that you guys took it. Good luck with your exams because you're going to be needing it. I definitely needed luck when I was doing my A-level chemistry exam. That was horrible. That was literally, if an A-level subject could go to hell, it will be A-level chemistry. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, you can subscribe to the channel right over here. Check out my productivity system in the description below. And God keep us away from A-level chemistry. Check out 2 of these videos right over here. I'll see you with another video very soon. Take care and goodbye.